Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-May 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Aries. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages that I receive. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising, though, just to get a full picture of everything that's going on this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified when I post new videos, but also that helps me very, very greatly. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month for you. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's happening through the end of May. We're also going to do a column on money, a column on love, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a healing note, and we're going to take a look at your crystal of the month. But let's see here. Let's pull a summary card. We have the card Preservation. I really like this card, Aries. This is about preserving your energy, preserving your time, preserving your words. It's like about protecting your energy, protecting your resources. Let's see what messages come through here, though. The first card that we have is the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an ace card, it is a card of newness. The Ace of Swords, though, specifically, is typically a new idea or some sort of new mental clarity. The next card that we have is the Fool card. Love the Fool card no matter where we are in reading. The Fool card's the first card in the Major Arcana. It's that fresh hope, taking chances, going on new paths, new adventures, new beginnings. So definitely some new beginning energy coming through for you, Aries. And then at the bottom here we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very leadership-like, very powerful, very charming, and very courageous. Right off the bat, I'm getting that energy is you, Aries. But let's see what other messages we have here. Again, this is what's wrapping up and coming to a close for you. Okay, well, both of those wanted to come out, so we'll read both of those. The first clarifying card that we have is the Death card. The Death card definitely does not mean death. Quite the opposite. It is a big change. It indicates endings, indicates time to move on. It's also like going through a rebirth or transformations. Whatever this Ace of Swords is, this new idea, this new mental clarity, it's huge. I mean, it's going to essentially be like a rebirth or a transformation for you, Aries. The next card that we have is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is about going within for clarity. It's making sure you have spiritual illumination. It's making sure you're on your own path, that you're doing for you. You see this light in the lantern here? This is the light that's within you, Aries. It's making sure, again, that you're living to your true self. Not surprised to see a new beginning here, because likely you're adjusting. You're moving into this place where you feel like you have spiritual illumination and that you're living your life's path. Then at the bottom here, these 2 cards, of course, wanted to come out together. The first one is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of patience, hard work, delayed success. You see this person planted these pentacles, and then they're like basically waiting for them to grow. So this new beginning, this fresh hope, likely was slow. This transformation is taking longer than you thought it would have, Aries. But then we also have the Magician, which is very focused creativity, very inspired action. It's about turning your visions into reality. It quite literally is saying whatever you want, you can have. So whatever you want from this new beginning, from this transformation, you can have. You can get to this point where you have this spiritual illumination, that you feel like you're living your own personal quest. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is in general what we have coming through the end of May. We have the card Influence. I love this card and I haven't seen it in a while, Aries. This is like a good reminder of how much influence you have. You have so much more influence than you realize you do. But let's see what messages we have coming through here. The first card that we have is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is having to make a decision, and sometimes this decision feels like a compromise. So I do feel like that some of you will be making a decision, likely a pretty major decision between now and the end of the month. We're going to clarify that though. The next card that we have is the Devil card. The Devil card is a card of greed, envy, materialism, obsession. A lot of times when I've been seeing this card lately, it's kind of about being like hyper focused on something. And I'm definitely going to tie this back to the influence, because that's where I'm feeling drawn. Is like, I feel like you should be more focused on the things that you have influence over, Aries, is the way that that message is coming through. So do make sure that you're not focusing on everything else that's happening around you in this crazy world that we live in. Focus on the things that you have influence on. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful, great money card. So definitely I do see some of you being more resourceful with your money, having more money, managing money better going into the end of May, which is always a good place to be. This is also a card of fertility. So for those of you hoping to have a baby, hoping to get pregnant, so you could be pregnant already. Really wonderful fertility card. Let's see though what clarifying messages we have for this column. The first clarifying card we have is the Ten of Cups. Those of you that have watched my videos know the Ten of Cups is my favorite card in the entire world. I love it so, so much. The Ten of Cups is literally the card of everything. It's family, contentment, total love, total support. You have a full rainbow, a happy couple, kids playing, the grass is green, water's running, there's a house in the background. Truly the card of everything spectacular. So as you make this Two of Swords decision that feels like a compromise, just know that it is taking you to everything. It is going to be happy. It's going to be that total love, total support, contentment that you're hoping for, although it could feel like a compromise in that moment, Aries. The next card that we have is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a card of not good relationships. It's bullies, it's theft, it's violence, it's abusive relationships. It's any of those toxic type relationships. So do be cautious again. Focus on what you have influence over. For some of you, you could be trying to change somebody, to drag them along, to better them, to make them somebody that they're not. And again, this is about what you have influence over, what you have control over. Focusing your attention, obsessing on these, envying this, looking at, again, that craziness that's happening all around the world is not going to be beneficial. Focus on what you can influence. The next card that we have at the bottom here is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very reliable, very patient, very hardworking. A lot of hard work has taken you to this point, Aries, and you need to continue to push forward with this hard work. You need to continue to be reliable. You need to continue to be patient. For those of you that are hoping to get pregnant, again, continue to be patient there. And you've been working hard for this money, so make sure you're making good choices with this money by being resourceful. Now we're going to take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have. The first card that we have is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a gloomy card. You see the sky is dark here. This person is laying down flat and they have all these swords stuck into them. It's that feeling of kind of rock bottom. We're going to clarify this and see where this takes us, but some of you could be feeling low as it relates to your career or finances currently. The next card that we have is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intentional and very strategic. This is a good card to see really anywhere in the reading, but as it relates to money, this does mean that you're being intentional, you're being strategic, you're doing well long term. You're setting yourself up for success. So I do like to see this. So although you might not be feeling great, this is saying you're making the right moves, Aries. The next card that we have is the Empress card. The Empress card is a card of creation and abundance. Love, love, love to see an abundance card as it relates to money. Again, you're creating this beautiful thing. You're creating this abundance for yourself. Let's clarify though and see what we've got here. We have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, loss, depression. When I see this, it's just like a card of low feelings. So you have two low feeling cards side by side. Some of you are just not enjoying what you're doing for work. Some of you are not doing well with money. Again, it does feel like it's correcting yourself, but this is a reflection of some of you just not feeling great, again, about work or about money. However, we're seeing a pretty good shift coming through the rest of these bottom cards. The next card that we have, our clarifying card, is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of speed, action, quick change, news arriving. Love to see this. I want, like, when I see these low cards, we obviously want to move away from them as quickly as possible. So it's good to see this Eight of Wands thrown in here, Aries. Getting to move forward, getting to move on from these low feelings here. And it's again on top of that King of Swords. So for those of you that don't feel like you're on the right path, that you're not doing the right things with money, the King of Swords is saying, okay, we're intentional, we're strategic, we're doing right long term. This is going to be a really quick shift for you to almost get you back on track or get you feeling comfortable, Aries. The next card we have is the Ten of Swords. So two Ten of Swords in this reading. Again, you're just not feeling it right now. But we have the Empress card on bottom, which is a good sign. We're going to get to move to this point of creation, get to move towards this place of abundance. And again, some of you are just really, really not feeling it at this exact moment. Let's take a look at our next column, though, which is anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationships, children, anything love. The first card that we have here is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret. Could be feeling unloved or abandoned. Some of you could have lost a loved one. For that, I'm very, very sorry, Aries. Some of you could still be grieving a relationship or an end of a friendship. Definitely some grieving happening here as it relates to love. The next card that we have is the Hangman. The Hangman is a very stagnant card. Things are not moving. You're like quite literally hanging here by your foot waiting for some other information to move forward. So for those of you that are single wanting to get into a relationship, you like have something you're missing. You're not moving on it because you feel like you need something else. There's some sort of information or some sort of sign I feel like that you're waiting for. For those of you that are in a relationship too, it's feeling a little stagnant. So do keep that in mind. You can spice things up, change up your routine, go on a date night, take a weekend trip together. But both single and stagnate, or single or in a relationship is kind of feeling stagnant at this point as it relates to love. Then at the bottom here we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient and very honest. Communication is always key, so definitely be very open and honest about what you're feeling. As you're grieving, be reaching out to people, being very direct about how you're feeling. Be direct that you're feeling stagnant too. Suggest that weekend trip or suggest that date night. Be open, be honest, and communicate whatever needs you feel like, whatever needs that you're feeling as it relates to love. Let's clarify this column here. The first card that we have is the Strength card. The Strength card, I'm really glad to see this here. This is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect. And with the lion on the card here, it's a card of courage. So very much so a card of strength. Do know that as you're grieving that you'll get through this. You do have a lot of self-love, self-respect, but you're surrounded by unconditional love as well, Aries. The next card that we have is the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an ace card, it is a card of newness. The Ace of Pentacles specifically is new job, raise, promotion, investment, income. When I see this card though in the love column, this does typically mean like it's money coming in from somebody around you. So like if you're in a relationship, this could be a promotion or a new job for your significant other. Maybe that's some of the stagnant, like you could be waiting on them to be making a career move or a job move, and maybe you want to go on vacation, but they just started a new job. But this does indicate new money surrounding you. This could be an inheritance for you or your family as well. So definitely some money coming into play too. And the next card that we have is the Queen of Wands, excuse me. Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. And you need to be confident and self-assured whether you're in a relationship, seeking a relationship. Some people just want to be single, and that's wonderful as well. There's nothing saying that you need to be with somebody else, Aries, if that's not what you want. But that goes back to the Queen of Swords about being very, very, honest about what you need and what you want. So you need to also be confident to say, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I want. And assure yourself that it's okay to communicate and be honest with the way that you're feeling. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide. So something to carry into the end of May with you. We have the card Magnetism, Love Magnetism. This is like manifesting, praying, attracting all these wonderful things to you. So be very thoughtful in what you are asking for, what you want right now, Aries, because these are the things that you're attracting to yourself. But let's see what messages we've got here. And the first card we have is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of going within for clarity. This light here in the lantern is actually the light within you, Aries. And again, this is about making sure you're living your personal truth, that you have that spiritual illumination. Again, this is you getting what you want, so you need to be clear about what you want in life. The next card that we have is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a card of working very hard for something. So you want to continue to focus and pursue whatever this is that you may be trying to attract to yourself, Aries. This also could be a card of new love for some of you, seeking new love. Again, you're attracting that new love that you've been wanting. Then at the bottom here, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of being strategic. When I see this, this is like long-term success. So a lot of you are working to attract or obtain that long-term success. But when I see the Emperor, it's like saying, okay, you're doing the right things to be getting what you want. But let's clarify this column here. The first clarifying card we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of moving on to something better. You see these 8 cups are stacked pretty nicely here, but you have this person still moving on. So it's not to say the scenario that you're in is bad, but there's something that would better serve you. There's something that you want more, that you're going to continue to move forward towards, Aries. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a great money card. This is a card of leaving luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gain. So again, what you've been working hard to will definitely be financially beneficial for you. Then last but not least, of course, another successful card, because we knew you were going to be successful here, Aries. The Six of Wands is that card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. The Emperor was already saying long-term success for you. So success there. At this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch Fortune Telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. For question number 1, though, we have the Queen of Hearts. This is the number 23 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the Queen of Diamonds. This is the number 12 card. That's also a yes. And for question number 3, we have the King of Hearts. This is the number 24 card. That's also a yes. So yes, yes, yes for you, Aries. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of May. Your crystal this month is Emerald, which is good for harmony, beauty. It opens you up for a new partner, if that's what you're interested in. It's very revitalizing, and it helps with togetherness. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your message says, every day holds new magic. Thank you, Aries, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, when you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new videos. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Aries, and have a wonderful rest of your May.